There is a chemical flooding your bloodstream right now that can shrink your brain, dissolve your muscles, and pack fat around your organs while you sleep. And your doctor probably calls it just stress. Cortisol is not just a stress hormone. It is the single most destructive force inside your body when it stays elevated. And for most modern humans, it never comes down. Think of your body as a building with a state-of-the-art security system. When a threat appears, the alarm sounds. Guards rush to their posts, doors lock, every resource redirects toward handling the emergency. This is cortisol. It was designed to save your life. But your alarm has been ringing for months, maybe years. The guards are exhausted. The doors have been locked so long the hinges are rusting, and no one can remember what the original threat even was. You think you're tired because you're getting older. You think you can't lose belly fat because of genetics. You think your anxiety is just who you are. You think your brain fog is from too many screens. These are not personality traits. These are not inevitable consequences of aging. These are symptoms. And they all trace back to one hormone that has hijacked your entire system. For hundreds of thousands of years, cortisol spikes were rare and short. Threat appeared. Cortisol surged. You fought or ran. Threat ended. Cortisol dropped. Alarm turned off. Now imagine the alarm never turns off. You wake to an alarm clock, cortisol spike. Check your phone, spike. Sit in traffic, spike. Boss sends we need to talk, spike. Skip lunch, spike. Argue with your partner, spike. Scroll social media comparing yourself, spike. I'm going to show you the exact signs that your cortisol is dangerously high. Most of them will surprise you. And at the end, I'll give you the simplest, most research-backed methods to bring it down. No supplements, no expensive protocols, things you can start tonight. Watch through to the end. Every sign builds on the next. Sign 1. You wake up exhausted. You sleep 7 or 8 hours. You should feel rested, but you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. You can't function without coffee. You drag through wet concrete until noon. This isn't laziness. This is a broken cortisol curve. In a healthy body, cortisol surges in the early morning, the cortisol awakening response. It floods you with energy within 30 minutes of waking. When your HPA axis is dysfunctional, this spike is blunted or absent. Your body cannot produce the burst you need to feel awake. So you substitute with caffeine, which forces your adrenals to squeeze out even more cortisol artificially, which burns them out further. Sign 2. The belly fat that won't leave. You exercise. You watch what you eat. That stubborn ring around your midsection will not budge. You lose weight everywhere else, but the belly stays, or grows. This is cortisol literally directing fat storage to your abdomen. Chronically elevated cortisol activates an enzyme inside your visceral fat tissue. This enzyme converts inactive cortisone into active cortisol right inside your belly fat. Your midsection is manufacturing its own cortisol, and that cortisol tells your body to store even more fat there. Stress creates belly fat. Belly fat creates more cortisol. More cortisol creates more belly fat. A self-sustaining cortisol factory. Sign 3. The afternoon crash. Every afternoon around 2 or 3 p.m. you hit a wall. Not gentle tiredness, a full system shutdown. Eyelids like 10-pound weights, reaching for sugar or caffeine or both. This happens because your blood sugar regulation is destroyed. Cortisol's primary job is to raise blood sugar, fast energy for emergencies. Chronically elevated cortisol keeps blood sugar artificially high. Your pancreas pumps insulin to pull it down. The constant war between cortisol pushing sugar up and insulin dragging it down creates violent swings. By afternoon, when your dysfunctional cortisol dips, your blood sugar craters with it. That crash is not a food problem. It is a cortisol problem. Sign 4. You crave salt and sugar desperately, not preference. Genuine physical need. Chips, pretzels, chocolate with a desperate intensity. Your adrenals don't just produce cortisol, they produce aldosterone, which regulates sodium balance. When your adrenals are overworked on cortisol, aldosterone drops. You lose too much sodium. Your brain screams, eat salt. Now, sugar cravings come from the blood sugar roller coaster. When cortisol dips and blood sugar crashes, your brain demands the fastest fuel, pure glucose. This isn't weakness. This is a damaged endocrine system trying to keep you alive. Sign 5, you get sick all the time. Every cold, every flu. Recovery takes twice as long, cuts heal slowly, allergies appear from nowhere. Cortisol is an immunosuppressant. Chronically elevated, it chronically suppresses your immune system. White blood cell count drops. T cells become sluggish, antibodies weaken, and your gut lining, housing roughly 70% of your immune system, becomes permeable. Bacteria and toxins leak into your bloodstream. This is intestinal permeability, leaky gut, directly caused by chronic cortisol. Your gut is a castle wall. Cortisol has been dissolving the mortar between the stones for months. Sign 6, your brain is failing you. Walking into rooms forgetting why. Can't remember familiar names. Reading paragraphs 3 times retaining nothing. Thinking through thick fog. This is not aging. This is cortisol eating your brain. The hippocampus, responsible for memory and learning, is packed with cortisol receptors. Chronic exposure kills its neurons. Brain imaging shows people with chronically elevated cortisol have measurably smaller hippocampal volume. Research in the journal Neurology found high cortisol individuals had worse memory and lower total brain volume in their 40s and 50s, not their 70s. The brain fog is not annoying. It is structural damage happening in real time. Sign 7, anxiety from nowhere, sitting on the couch. Nothing wrong. Suddenly your chest tightens. Heart races, a wave of dread for no identifiable reason. Here is the terrifying part. While cortisol shrinks your hippocampus, it does the opposite to your amygdala, your fear center. Chronic exposure makes the amygdala physically grow, hypersensitive, hyperactive, detecting threats where none exist. Your rational brain is shrinking, your fear brain is growing. You are becoming less rational and more fearful at a neurological level with every week of elevated cortisol. The anxiety is not in your head. It is in the physical structure of your brain being reshaped by a chemical that was never supposed to stay this long. Sign 8. You wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. You fall asleep fine, maybe fast because you're exhausted. But at 2 a.m. your eyes snap open, heart pounding, mind spinning, replaying conversations, calculating finances, running catastrophic scenarios. In a healthy rhythm, cortisol hits its lowest around midnight and gradually rises around 3 to 4 a.m. When your HPA axis is dysregulated, cortisol surges at the wrong time. That 2 a.m. wake-up is an inappropriate cortisol spike. And because cortisol directly suppresses melatonin, once you're awake, your brain cannot find the off switch. Bone tired, but electrically wired. Every night it happens, the dysfunction gets worse. Sign 9. Your face is changing. Look at photos from 3 to 5 years ago. Does your face look rounder? Puffier? Fullness in your cheeks that wasn't there before? Chronically high cortisol causes sodium and water retention, leading to visible facial puffiness. In severe cases, this becomes moon face, a hallmark of Cushing's syndrome. But even subclinical elevation sustained over years gradually reshapes your face. People think they're aging. They're not aging. They're swelling. Sign 10. Your sex drive has vanished. The pathway is direct and devastating. Your body produces cortisol and sex hormones, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone from the same raw material, pregnenolone. In chronic stress, your body diverts pregnenolone toward cortisol and away from sex hormones. This is the pregnenolone steal. Your body has decided reproduction is not a priority. Survival is. Testosterone plummets. In men, low libido, erectile dysfunction, reduced muscle mass. In women, irregular cycles, worsened PMS, fertility complications. Your body is choosing stress over reproduction every single day until the alarm turns off. Here is the part that should give you hope. Cortisol responds to intervention faster than almost any hormone in your body. Unlike insulin resistance, which takes months to reverse, cortisol can begin normalizing within days. Your HPA axis is not broken, it is dysregulated. and dysregulated systems can be re-regulated. Sleep improves within the first week. Brain fog lifts, anxiety decreases, belly fat finally responds to diet and exercise. Your immune system comes back online, real energy returns, not caffeine energy, baseline energy, the kind you forgot existed. People who address their cortisol often say the same thing, "I feel like I got 10 years back," because biologically, they did. How to turn off the alarm. Step 1. Control the light. Morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking tells your suprachiasmatic nucleus to initiate a proper cortisol awakening response. This single act sets your hormonal rhythm for the day. At night, blue light keeps cortisol elevated and crushes melatonin. Get outside in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes. Dim lights after sunset. No screens 1 hour before bed. You are resetting the oldest clock in your biology. Step 2. Fix your blood sugar. Every blood sugar crash is a cortisol spike. Every cortisol spike is adrenal damage. Stop eating refined carbohydrates on an empty stomach. Start every meal with protein and fat before any carbohydrate. This slows glucose absorption and prevents the spike crash cycle hammering your adrenals. Eat within an hour of waking. Your adrenals should not be doing the job of your breakfast. Step 3. Move correctly. Most people get this backwards. High-intensity exercise when you're already in cortisol overload is gasoline on fire. Your body perceives intense training as a threat. Walk 30 to 45 minutes a day outside. Walking lowers cortisol more effectively than almost any single intervention studied. Gentle movement, yoga, stretching, swimming activates your parasympathetic nervous system and tells your body something it hasn't heard in months. The emergency is over. Final words. The modern world was not designed for your nervous system. It was designed to capture your attention, trigger your emotions, and keep you in perpetual low-grade emergency. Your cortisol is not high because something is wrong with you. It is high because everything around you is telling your body there is a threat. But now you know the signs, the mechanism, the damage, and that the alarm can be turned off. Your body is not broken. It is exhausted. It has been protecting you the only way it knows how. And the moment you give it permission to stand down, it will heal faster than you thought possible. Start tonight. The breath. The light. One walk. The alarm has been ringing long enough. If you recognized yourself in these signs, tell me in the comments, which sign hit you the hardest? I'll see you in the next one.